Michael with DiscountJuicers.com today with another exciting episode for you. And before we get into the episode, I want to remind everybody, if you enjoy my videos, please support me and my work by making your purchase at DiscountJuicers.com. Now, today's episode, what we're going to do a juice-off comparison between the top two vertical single auger juicers on the market at this time. You know, there's a lot of different vertical juicers on the market at this time, and virtually all of them, except these two, the ones I have on the table, are the first generation, which means they have a hole in the bottom of the screen, which basically means that the juicer is going to clog up and jam more. So this is the new design, and actually the Slowstar juicer had it first, where they eliminated the hole at the bottom of the screen. So this drastically reduces the amount of, blockages, stoppages, backing up that you get. And so this is the Tribest Slowstar we'll be demoing today. And this is the Omega VSJ843. Now, each of these juicers have their pros and cons. I'm not really going to get into that in this video. I have other videos, I'll put a link down below, where I get into more of a comparison between these two. But what I want to do for you guys today is actually just do a juice off test to show you guys which is the fastest slow juicer. Now, is that an oxymoron, the fastest slow juicer? So, I really encourage you guys to purchase a slow juicer when you are considering buying a juicer. The most popular juicer style, even to this day, is a high-speed centrifugal ejection style machine that can run in excess of 10,000 plus RPMs. And with the higher RPMs, there's basically more oxidative damage done to the juice you're creating. And in fact, in a recent scientific published study, it states that a juice with a high-speed juicer or a blended mixture made with a blender has 50% less cancer-fighting, ability than juice made in a slow juicer. So I don't know about you, but I want this cancer-fighting ability. There's furious people, there's compassionate people, there's all kinds of people in the world that are getting cancer all the time. And it's, in my opinion, because they're eating a diet that's poor in phytochemicals and phytonutrients, things that are anti-cancer. So it's been identified that things like the allium or garlic and onion family, and even things like the cruciferous family, like the kale and the broccoli, cauliflower, kohlrabi, bok choy, collard greens, these are anti-cancer foods, and that's what I want you guys to eat. And it's the juicers that allow you literally to take a whole pitcher of kale, organic kale here, and crank that through the juicer, get all the juice out. And we're going to learn which one is the fastest for those of you guys that don't have a lot of time to screw around prepping, chopping, cutting, all this stuff before you juice, right? And so what we're going to juice today is we simply got equal amounts of produce on each side. We have 7.9 ounces of celery. Next we have 23.4 ounces of carrots. And then finally we have 8.3 ounces of kale. And so that's what we're going to be juicing today. I always like to do a base of carrots to get the beta carotene, the provitamin A in my juices. Plus, the carrots are a really colorful orange pigment. And Dr. Max Gerson, who came up with the Gerson therapy, which is a therapy that is a protocol used against cancer and incurable diseases, where medical doctors say, oh, you got to go home and you're not going to make it. He features carrots and apples in that recipe, so I feel carrots are very important. So it's important for me that a juicer will juice the carrots well. So before we get into juicing, I want to show you guys some important information that the factories that make these juicers recommend. So, the factory on the Omega side recommends that you cut the produce, into 1 inch or 1.5 inch pieces, depending on the produce item, right? And over on the Slowstar side, right, they say this is the first whole slow juice because you don't even have to chop up things. The celery has these long fibrous strands that normally will clog up vertical single auger juicers like without problems. And the Tribest company says that it's not a problem, you could just juice them whole. So that's what I'm going to do in this video and show you guys how it works. And if one clogs up, one doesn't, we'll know. Now, it's also important, besides pre-cutting the vegetables, which is recommended for best results, we're not going to do it in this test because I want to see what happens. They also recommend that you rotate the produce you're putting through. So don't put all the carrots through, then all the celery and all the leafy greens. That'd be really not a good idea. You want to put a handful of the kale, maybe some of the celery, and then some of the carrots, and then some of the kale, some of the celery, and some of the carrots, and just repeat that process. So now we're going to go ahead and get started. We're going to go ahead and juice in the Slowstar juicer. We're going to go ahead and hit the start button on here. As soon as I hit start, I'm going to get juicing. Go! All right. have it. I juiced in the Slowstar juicer, and it looks like you guys have been watching this the whole time. It's 3 minutes and 26 seconds approximately. We're gonna go ahead and hit the stop and hit the reset button there. And you know, it worked fairly well. It didn't stop up. I just rotated the items as I was putting through it. Now, it's very important to realize that I was not using a pusher. I do not encourage you guys to use a pusher to push things in, because you do not want to overfeed things into the juicer and push things in too fast. I generally like to just set the carrot in and let it chunk off, and it'll basically accept it and self-feed at its own rate. This is the fastest way to have it work properly. You could try to push it in too fast, but then it's like you try to stuff more food in your mouth when it's already full. Not a good idea. I always like to let the juicer run just a few more seconds after we're done, like we did. It looks like the pulp is still flowing out continuously. There's no pulp jams or clogs or, you know, backing up like there may be on inexpensive vertical juicers, because this is one of the top of the line ones. Go ahead and turn that off. We'll tip this up, get some of the juice out there, and now we're going to go ahead and juice in the Omega VSJ, same way I did in the Slowstar. All right, we're off. Alright, so there we have it. We juiced, finished in the VSJ. We're going to go ahead and... Oh, man. Alright, so I had some issues with the stopwatch there, but we're at like basically 5 minutes. I was funky with this for about 30 seconds, so maybe we're at like 4.5 minutes. So that's at least a minute more in the VSJ843 than the Slowstar juicer, so it took a whole extra minute. And I don't know if you guys noticed, but I was having to deal with the on and off switch to back up and forward to unreverse a clog that we were getting with the carrots. You know, although these machines both run under 50 RPMs, the Slowstar juicer has a much more powerful motor because it powered through all the carrots without any stopping, without any hassle. And the VSJ843 stopped because it just doesn't have enough torque to torque through and crush and squeeze the carrot juice out. So I guess next what we want to do is I want to go ahead and compare the yields. We're going to go ahead and tip the VSJ up a little bit, see if we got any more juice in there, which actually there is none, so that's good. And we're just going to go ahead and bring this front and center for you guys, and we're going to go ahead and see which one actually made more juice. Alright, so as you guys can see, we got both of these guys lined up side by side, and as you guys can see on the Slowstar side, we got 600 milliliters of juice, and over on the Omega VSJ side, we have 625 milliliters of juice. So as you guys just saw, the VSJ actually made 25 milliliters more of juice, which is approximately 4% more juice. Now, the VSJ also took an extra minute and, a half or so, and that's actually 27% more time. So it's an increase of 4% in yield, worth 27%, more in time and spending fumbling with the juicer, the reverse, the on-off switch. Only you guys can answer that question. The other thing I want to point out is that the Slowstar, besides being a juicer, it also has additional features of being able to homogenize, make frozen fruit sorbets so you could get off ice creams, make your own nut butters at home, make your own salsas, process, coffee into coffee grounds. The homogenizing attachment is really beneficial. Also, the Slowstar is also cost less than the Omega VSJ843. So in this test, although the VSJ actually made a little bit more juice, I'm going to have to declare the clear winner, the Slowstar juicer, because it is the fastest slow juicer out there that I've tested. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. If you did, hey, please give me a thumbs up to let me know. Also, be sure to check my past episodes. I have over 400 episodes comparing the different juicers, including other tests between the Slowstar and the VSJ843. Also, be sure to click that subscribe button to get notified of my upcoming videos where I do future juice offs and compare other appliances that allow you to eat more fresh fruits and vegetables. Now, if you enjoyed this episode, I want to encourage you guys to support me and my work so I can make more videos by making your purchase at discountjuicers.com. So once again, my name is John Kohler with discountjuicers.com. Be sure to visit discountjuicers.com/YouTube for special promotional offers for our YouTube visitors. Another exciting episode for you, and I'm excited to actually do an unboxing of the Champion 2000 Plus juicer. Now, the current year is 2015, and Champion